everybody. Good evening to you. How are you? Hope you're having a lovely weekend. So, Chantal did a very short video where she was showcasing herself exercising a little bit. Emphasis on the words little bit because there really wasn't a whole lot of exercising going on. She talked about her health updates, and I wanted to give my thoughts as well as showcase some stuff on Twitter and give my thoughts on that, as well as add a couple of interesting tidbits to her workout. So before we get started, don't know if it's going to show up in the audio at all, but right now, as we speak, there is a celebration going on at the house next door to the property where I live. And it seems like there is this huge birthday party celebration. The music is really, really loud. I'm in the next property over. And even from here, I can hear it through the walls here. So if the audio sounds kind of weird, that's why. So sorry about that, but I don't know how long the celebration is going to continue, but going to do the react anyway. So getting back to Chantal and what's going on with her, yes. So she did her little rage video where she was going off on reaction channels in general. Then she did another short video where she didn't really go off on French Fry Girl. Instead, what she opted to do was play footage from Yo Mama and put it on her channel. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know why she would do that. Is she someone? I'm sure that she has her own thoughts, her own feelings, her own opinions. But as everyone knows, Chantal sucks at reacting. She doesn't have the intelligence. She doesn't have the wit or the sarcasm to give an original thought in a sarcastic way. So rather than do it herself, she lets other people do the speaking for her. Miss 100K channel can't do a simple reaction. Isn't that interesting? So, yeah, she did that. Played a clip from Yo Mama's channel on her channel. And here's my opinion on that. The feeling that I'm getting, the feeling that I got watching that video, it feels to me like she is trying to include people into her content, showcase people on her channel that are not her, to get the conversation started about those particular people. Chantal's my content. I react to her, and I react to people on TikTok. I am not interested in reacting to Yo Mama. I am not interested in talking about Yo Mama. He's just not the content I want on my channel. But the feeling is that by her putting a clip like that on her channel, there's a sense of, I'm going to kind of push you guys to talk about him, get the conversation started about him, maybe to get some extra views and attention on his channel. I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing it. So I'm just avoiding that video altogether. So with that said, let's get into talking about Chantal, because that's why you guys are here. And that's why I'm here. All right. So Chantal did her little exercise video. And the little extra tidbit that I wanted to showcase along with her content in the Twitter clips, just some interesting information about exercise and how extra weight can actually be dangerous when it comes to exercise. The pounds of pressure that get put on your body and on your joints when you exercise, when you are overweight or obese or super morbidly obese. Just some interesting information to know, for her to know, for everybody else to know. So let me just go ahead and share the screen. I had heard a while back that when you are overweight or you're obese or super morbidly obese, that the extra weight, it's a risk for your joints because the extra pounds add extra pressure to your joints. So I just did a simple lookup on pounds of pressure on joints. That was a search. So here's what came up in the search. Losing 1 pound of weight results in 3 to 4 pounds of pressure being removed from joints, says Dr. Dudley. In other words, losing 10 pounds of weight relieves 40 pounds of pressure from your joints. Can you imagine that? Just losing 10 pounds takes away that much pressure off your joints. Now let's think about Chantal's joints. Like, we all know that she's got some situation going on with her one leg or her foot. She keeps dragging her foot. Maybe there might be some nerve damage there or some nerve pressure. And you think about Chantal, she's 5 feet tall and she's well over 500 pounds. Imagine the pounds of pressure on her body at her weight. It's got to be insane. And if she just lost 10 pounds of weight, that would relieve at least 40 pounds of pressure. So let's go further with this search. People ask the question, how much pressure does a weight-bearing person have on their knees? The answer is, for example, a person who's 10 pounds overweight has an extra 40 pounds of pressure on their knees. A person who is 100 pounds overweight, let's look. Oh, let me just go into this. Let's see, being overweight causes joint damage. The more weight placed on a joint, the more stressed the joint becomes. The smooth cartilage at the ends of the bones begin to wear down and become damaged. Osteoarthritis develops as the cartilage is worn down and pain and stiffness in the joint increases. Additional weight on the joint adds even more stress, pressure, and pain. Extra weight puts pressure on the tendons or connecting tissue around the joints. Tendons connect muscles to the bones, so any extra weight pushing down on the joints causes the tendons to become inflated, leading to tendinitis. The effects of obesity are felt especially in the hip and knee joints. Studies consistently show that obesity causes higher rates of osteoarthritis in the knees. Osteoarthritis is one of the most prevalent painful joint condition. Each pound of body weight is equivalent to 4 to 6 pounds of pressure on each knee joint. For example, a person who is 10 pounds overweight has an extra 40 to 60 pounds of pressure on their knees. A person who is 100 pounds overweight has an additional 400 to 600 pounds of weight on their knees. And that's just being 100 pounds overweight. Can you imagine with Chantal? She's supposed to be at her height about 115, 120 pounds. She's short. I mean, you guys can see me. I'm really short. I'm 5'3", and I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 120, 130. I haven't gotten on the scale lately, but you guys can see I'm small in stature like Chantal. I'm just a few inches taller, but about the same stature. She should be about my size, but she's hundreds and hundreds of pounds overweight. So 100 pounds overweight, and you've got 400 to 600 pounds of weight on their knees. So let's do the multiplication. 100 pounds overweight, and she's about, 300 pounds overweight? That's staggering. When you think about all the pressure her poor knees and her poor joints have to put up with. Is it any wonder that she's got problems with her one leg? She's dragging her foot. Is it any wonder she has trouble walking? She has trouble breathing? It's because her body is just saying, man, I can't deal with all of this. Going on, let's see. With the number of steps most people take daily, it's easy to see how added pressure leads to significant damage in weight-bearing joints. Maybe that's the reason why Chantal lays around all the time, because every time she stands up, every time she walks, think about all the pressure her knees and her joints have to deal with, which can lead to nerve damage. It can lead to nerve problems. If we think about all the weight that she's carrying in the front of her body and how her poor lower back, can you imagine her poor lower back? Trying to balance all the weight in front, like the spine is very delicate. It's amazing that she hasn't slipped a disc or has a herniated disc lately with all the extra added weight. Going on, This is why obese individuals have a 20 times higher likelihood of needing a knee replacement than those with a healthy weight. The effects of obesity can also, after people's gait, it can alter their gait and the stress placed on other joints. Well, Chantal's dragging her foot, so there's that. Obesity causes health challenges. Being overweight puts you at risk for additional problems such as rotor cuff tendonitis, shoulder impingements, fractures in the leg or ankle, meniscal tears, plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and other problems. Falling can also cause problems for heavy people. Low energy falls by obese people can result in spontaneous knee dislocations, meniscal tears, and other complications. Ankle fractures happen more often and are usually worse for people who are overweight as opposed to those with a healthy weight. So, like her being severely overweight, it's not just about the pounds, it's about the stress that her body is going through. It's not just her heart problems, her kidney problems, her liver problems, but the joints are suffering. The muscles are suffering. The tendons are suffering. There's so much damage going on there. And I don't know if it's permanent or semi-permanent, but another reason why she needs to lose some of that weight. So I just thought you guys might want to know some of that information. Just an interesting tidbit to add to what's going on with her. Okay, so now that you guys have seen that, let's go straight to Twitter and catch up on all the Twitter stuff. So for those of you that are on Twitter or X, you can find me there and follow me there at WowGirlSarah. All right, this is from DX, and this is the screenshot from the video that I mentioned earlier, the clips from Yo Mama that she decided to put up on her channel. She was letting somebody else react for her versus her doing it herself and giving her own opinions. It's amazing. She's got so much to say about French Fried Girl, about Yaba, about everybody else, but yet when she has the moment to give her opinion, she doesn't. She lets somebody else be the mouthpiece. So DX says, "Good morning. This is complete clickbait. Basically, it's slides with text on them and screen recordings of Yo Mama's stream calling out FFG. Don't click." Yeah, so I'm telling you, to me, it feels like Chantal is trying to get people to talk about Yo Mama in an indirect way. She's promoting Yo Mama, trying to get attention for his channel. I don't know if they're friends. I don't know if they're working together, but it feels like if she's promoting him, maybe that might be going on. But it's a way of like promoting him and trying to get people to talk about him. And at the same time that they're reacting to her, they're talking about him and giving him some kind of indirect promotion. I don't like it. So I'm not reacting to that video. It's trash anyway. All right, next clip from Miss Ellie saying, "Next stop, Everest Base Camp." This is from Fupa Olympics. Truly exhilarating content. So this is a clip from the video that I'm going to react to. This is Chantal in her living room. She's got an exercise video on the big screen. Interesting, Chantal. Very interesting. I did a react yesterday to Papa Swole. And Papa Swole, 4 years ago, offered to help you get into shape, offer the support of his channel, himself, his support group on Facebook, offered to help you. He wasn't going to personally train you, but he did try to help you. But within that video, I mentioned, Chantal, where there's a will, there's a way. If you can't go to a gym and work out, you can work out to videos at home and voila, here you are working out at home. Although this isn't much of a workout. I mean, it's good that you're up and moving around, but if you're not doing much, if you're not raising your heart rate, if you're still consuming thousands and thousands of calories off camera, then that little bit of moving around is not going to negate the thousands of calories that you keep piling in before bed. So if you're doing this just to have different content, if you're doing this just to have something different, if you're trying to give off the impression you care about your health, this isn't going to work. This really isn't going to work. This is so not original thought. And you're not serious about it. I mean, here's the crazy thing about you and your channel. If you wanted to take a different route, if you wanted to get yourself into shape, you could easily make that into your content and get into shape and get a whole different crowd of people behind you besides the feedy people, the ones that are paying you for the food content, that are promoting your bad health. You could change things around. But you are determined to stay on the bad path that you're on and deal with all of the consequences of your actions and non-actions. So I'm sorry, no sympathy for you. As long as you continue to look at yourself, your life, and your health as a joke, then you will be your own punchline to that joke. Nothing's ever going to get better. You're going to continue to get sick, and you're going to push yourself quicker and quicker to a place where either you're in the hospital or the morgue. So your life, your quality of life or not quality of life is your choice. But you're treating everything like a joke when in fact everything is very, 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 very serious. So Wonder Mom says, you jealous haters are monsters. Foodie Beauty lost 15 kg by hurting her body so much she was too sick to eat. That is an accomplishment that should be cheered for, not called out. Just like losing weight by doing rugs. She's the new fitness queen by moving for 2 minutes. Due to Chantal being lazy and not doing much and laying around, it's so sad that we have to celebrate her moving around for 2 minutes. I mean, because most of us go out in the world, we move for 2 minutes and we don't get a gold star. We don't expect a trophy or a blue ribbon. We just go out and move. We have to move. We got to get things done, right? We got to do the laundry and do the dishes and take care of the kids and do our responsibilities. But this woman is so low effort, so low action that anytime she gets off the couch, she wants a gold star. I'm not giving you a gold star. Nobody else should either. You are an adult. You should be moving around and doing things, Chantal. It's just part of life. You got to get up to do things. You can't just do everything from the couch. But again, this all feels like it's everything's a joke to you. Everything's a joke. Maybe you've run out of content ideas. Maybe you've got nothing to really talk about. But if you don't take things seriously, well, then life's going to get pretty serious pretty quickly. You F around, you're going to find out. Hidden Truths says, once again, she's not doing this for her own health. She's doing this for views. Does she not understand the seriousness of her health right now, or does she just not care? Do it for yourself, not the viewers. Stop monetizing your mental illness and obesity. I agree with Hidden Truths. The sad thing about Chantal is that she is so engrossed in YouTube. She's so consumed with YouTube, so engrossed and consumed with the character that she created for YouTube. Everything is about Foodie Beauty. Everything. Her every thought is about the character versus the person. She created this overblown caricature of herself for YouTube to make money on YouTube, and she completely forgot about and neglected the person behind the character. Hence the reason why the person's life behind the character is in such ruins. She never took care of it. She never took care of herself. It's all about, I got to keep up this public image with everybody, no matter how ridiculous it is, no matter how harmful it is. I got to save face. I got to keep up face. She's determined to win over all of us in girl world. She wants to maintain this image of, I'm better than all of you. I have a much better life than all of you. I'm above all of you. You're not above anybody, Chantal. And if you are above anybody, it's because you have built a toxic tower for yourself. And you're up in that tower looking down from your one little window. And you've got this false sense of confidence of, I'm up here and they're down there and my life is so much better. Well, if that were true, why are you so miserable? Why have you gained 200 pounds since being in Kuwait? I would think somebody with a happy life would be much healthier, not much sicker. You're very sick. You're sick physically, mentally, emotionally. There's not a single area of your life that's healthy. Even your channel is sick, believe it or not. Your channel used to be strong and healthy and profitable for you, but it's gotten really, really sick, and it's gotten really, really sad. Every part of you, anything connected to you, is very, very ill. And yet you deny it all, and you run away from it all, and you escape from it all. Well, you've reached a place where you can't escape anymore. Everything's catching up to you. So here's your crossroads moment. You're at the crossroads. Do you go left and fix it, or do you go right and not fix it? And at the end of that road, the Grim Reaper will be meeting you. It's up to you, Mama. It's entirely up to you. So this is a screenshot, I guess, from Barbecue Chicken. So Chantal left a comment on her own video saying, if you want, I can do longer Jane Fonda workouts. And this person at the bottom says, think of how good it would feel to get smaller than FFT and Yaba. Let that drive you, because crap would be fun to watch. You know what? When you take care of yourself, it should be about you, because you want to do it for you. It shouldn't be to spite a group of people or another person, because that vengeful stuff, it's not long lasting. And Chantal is someone that she is in such bad health. She needs something long lasting. She needs a long lasting reason to be healthy. She needs the right motivation, and she needs to get herself healthy. And I know what you guys are going to say to me before I even start this react. Some of you may get on my case and say, Rose, what's wrong with you? She's a disgusting human being. She's been horrible to people. She was neglectful of her cats. Why are you sympathetic? I'm really not sympathetic. You're right. She's an evil witch. She doesn't care about anybody. She's narcissistic. Everything that's going on with her right now is completely by her hand. Girl World did not cause any of her problems. She caused her problems. I'm just pointing out to Chantal, look, the path that you're on, you could fix that if you wanted to. And the fact that you're not, when you've got everything you need to make it happen, makes you all the more stupid. You are stupid. When you've got a choice to lead a good life and you're not taking the choice and using it, it makes you stupid. You're purposely picking a bad path out of what? Spite? Out of vanity? Ego? Dumb. Absolutely dumb. She can't do that anymore. Her body can't take much more. Not much more at all. Kristen says, look at her thinking she really did something, taking her blood sugar down to more than 2 times what it should be. But she's shocked it's even gone down because she's still exclusively eating carbs. Oh, really? Well, let's watch. And by the way, Chantal, diabetes is nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of people have diabetes, but those people that have it, a good majority of them, they take it seriously. It's not a joke to them. They do what they can to manage it. They watch their diet. They are very careful with the sugar intake and the carbs and all that. The fact that you're not taking it seriously, that for you it's just a topic of conversation and content for your channel, the way you're presenting it, it's gross. It's not the diabetes that's gross. It's the way you're presenting it on your channel. It's like you're mocking the diabetes. You're mocking your own bad health. You're turning it into a joke. I don't like it. It feels icky to me. So like she's showcasing her meter of like, it was at 24, which is over 400. Now it's down to 12. Well, thank you for showing us that, because by you showing us that, that pretty much proves that you were having B moments You were having B moments, and that's why your sugar was up so high, ma'am. You see what a better diet leads to? That your blood sugar comes down? Duh.
I wanted to show you my blood sugar has come down.
And you know what? If she were taking her health seriously, what she could do is do all this stuff off camera. Turn the camera off. Stop being foodie beauty for a minute and just be Chantal. The person Chantal is the one who has all of these health problems. She doesn't have to have the camera on all the time. It doesn't have to be a show or a spectacle. It's not a circus act. Just turn off the doggone camera if that's what it takes to take care of your health, Chantal. You know, be mindful of your blood sugar. Be mindful of what you eat off camera. Because the moment you turn on the camera, you're not mindful. You're reckless. All you care about when you turn that camera on is whatever it takes to get the views and the subs and the money, but you're not taking care of you. With the camera off, you can take care of you with no pressure. The moment you turn that camera on, there is pressure to put on a show. Not everything has to be a freaking show.
So much. So that is 12 point whatever. That's, remember, just 2 days ago I measured it and it was 24. So that proves to me that I need to take these medications. These medications are saving my life.
Well, yeah, the medications are helping, but it's a combination of many different things, Chantal. It's not just the medication can only do so much. Okay, if you take your medication, great. By the way, stop abusing your medication. Stop using your medication as a way to continue the B moments because that's what you've been doing. You know you've been doing it. You know you have. You'll sit there and you'll eat all kinds of carbs and sugar, drive your blood sugar up to the 400s. Then you'll start experiencing the symptoms of getting sick. And that's when you rush to take your medications to bring your blood sugar back down so you don't go into a diabetic coma. You're using the medications as a way to keep doing the B moments, and that's not what they're for. You're not using them correctly. If you use the medications correctly and you ate the right portions and you watched your diet, you wouldn't have to worry about those scary moments. Those scary moments you're having, you bring them on yourself.
I had some jarish and some wheat bread today.
Still going for the carbs. She doesn't need those doggone carbs.
And an apple.
See, this is where she's screwing up. Instead of being careful and just planning the smaller, complete meals where there's a little bit of everything, not in excess, it's about small quantities of healthy food that matter versus large quantities of garbage that don't matter. The extremes here. Oh, I'm going to eat an apple and a piece of bread. Well, of course you're going to be hungry after an apple and a piece of bread because you're not eating enough and you're not eating different things in different quantities that can work together to help you feel better. How old are you? And you don't know this?
That's all I've had so far with a ton of water. And that's about it.
Okay, so I get there. It's playing over again. But you guys just saw. Okay. Okay, this is also from Tofu saying down from 24. I thought she claimed the machine was broken. Yeah. She claimed that the new monitor that she got straight out of the box was broken. It wasn't broken because after she took her 22 reading, she took salads. Salads was normal. So if it was broken, how come his reading was normal and yours wasn't? It's because you had a B moment. You were eating the carbs and the sugar. That's why. Trying to blame the machine for the bad reading. No, that was you. That was all you. Hidden Truth says she might find today's exercise challenging for her knees and legs. It appears she may not be ready for such intense workouts, especially those impacting her knees. Swimming could be a better option for her. This may not be suitable long term. Right. Her emphasis should be on getting rid of some of that weight. The more weight she loses, the safer it's going to be to exercise, the better it's going to be for her joints. More emphasis on losing as much of the weight safely as possible and doing activities that the pressure on her joints will be alleviated. And swimming is excellent for somebody of her size, but she's not going to do it. Okay, Wonder Mom says, do we all remember how Foodie Beauty was not even able to keep her coldest water bottle sponsor happy? I mean, all she needed to do was drink from it and tell people that it's amazing. And that was too much work for her. So who really believes an LMM will work for her? Yeah, I remember this. I was there around for that. So during that time period, like what was 3 or 4 years ago, coldest water bottle, they were all over YouTube, like just giving their products to all different kinds of YouTubers, and the YouTubers would show the products on their channels and in their videos. And coldest water bottle was sponsoring pretty much everybody, including Chantal. And Chantal has the distinction of being the only person sponsored by Coldest Water Bottle that lost her sponsorship not once, but twice. And why did she lose it? For bullying. Because people started contacting Coldest Water Bottle and letting them know what she was doing and who she was. And they're like, well, we don't want this person representing our product. So they let her go twice. And she got all kinds of salty and she was all kinds of mean. I can't see the other two. So let's see what we got here. So here's the post that she made about Coldest Water Bottle. This is how she handled being let go. Instead of taking things with grace, she decided to be nasty in a post. She said, so Coldest Water sent me an email because they say I am bullying people. LMAO, but support and sponsor bullies. Just ticked me off that I decided to no longer work with them. Do not support Coldest. They are overpriced anyways. This is a problem that they are accusing a person who is being tormented every day. I have been doxxed. My family has been doxxed. I have several channels and forums bullying me every day. And then Coldest wants to pull this crap. So again, Coldest Water Bottle is a large company. Huge. I mean, you say Coldest Water Bottle, everybody knows what you're talking about. And again, Chantal, she did not handle things with grace. So the way she's acting with Coldest, companies talk to each other. And if word gets around that somebody is rude, unprofessional, they do not handle things with grace, word gets around in the industry. And then nobody else wants to work with you. On top of that, Chantal has a really nasty public image. Who would want Foodie to represent their product? Nobody. That's why she's at 100K right now and she has absolutely zero sponsorships. I have seen smaller channels, they're sponsored by different people, but not Chantal. Her bad image, this is one of the consequences of an awful public image. No company is going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. So yeah, she went off. She went all the way off. And here's the email from Coldest saying, Dear Foodie Beauty, after reviewing your channel, we have decided to terminate your sponsorship effective immediately due to many reasons, including spreading false information and bullying. We absolutely do not tolerate bullying at all. Yeah, it's a company. They're concerned about their product. They are concerned about how their product is being represented, the people that are representing it, and the images they have. So I totally get it. If you're someone, you put together a company, you're trying to sell a product or a service, you want the best image for yourself, for your product, and that includes people that work under you or for you. So I respect what Coldest did. They learned about Chantal and they're like, nope, no thank you, and they backed away. Okay, D. Angry Scott says, the funny thing is when you look at a scale that includes a super morbidly obese, it has a BMI range of 40 to 50. When you work out Foodie Beauty, BMI, based on her probably fake AF last reported weight of 167 kg, it's way off the scale at 72. So here's the picture. This is like the BMI body mass index for underweight, normal, overweight, severely obese, morbidly obese, super obese. And you can see the different body shapes. And Chantal, even with the super obese, she's much bigger than the last picture. So I don't know where her BMI is, but it's got to be insane. Insane, Chantal, insane. Insane. Do I believe she's 167 kg? No. No, I think that scale can't even go up to her true weight. All right, this is from Shenanigans. This is an old clip of Chantal when she was back at the villa with Pete's. Look at the way she looks here. This was her before Kuwait. Look at the way she's moving. Look how much easier her movement was. She could lift up her leg. She could see her feet. She could go up and down the stairs without an issue. I mean, yeah, she was having a little bit of trouble, but she could still move halfway decent compared to how she is now. Here we are, like a couple of years later. She has barely any movement. But look, Chantal, this is how you were back at the villa. You were in the 400-pound range here compared to how you are now. Look at all the movement and the mobility you have lost, all because you want to chase a guy around in Kuwait that wants nothing to do with you. Miss Anthropope Lulu says, hear me out. There's no way any living room 5'1" wide, right? Just more filter stuff from Big Slim. Yeah, she's using this the elongated filter. You can put an elongated filter on your phone and it makes everything look taller. Hold on a second. I'm looking at something. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the window. That window looks kind of narrow. Chantal, look at that window. Look at that window. She's using the elongated filter, y'all. There's no way. I mean, look at her body. Her body, like, hold on a minute. So we've all seen the front of her body. She says she's apple shaped. She used to be apple shaped. Now she's shaped like an orange. But the fact that she looks taller here, and she's using the elongated filter so that it stretches her out up and down to make her less look wide all the way around, which she is, to give her more of a slimmer appearance. Yeah, that's the elongated filter. You and the filters, Foodie. You took care of your health. You wouldn't have to use all these doggone filters. Tired AF says, I don't know about you, but this is how I exercise also. I just stand in place and hold your arms like this, and you too can be a skinny queen. Yeah, I could work out. Really work out. That's not work out. Okay, Fondue Pondu. This is a screenshot from the live that she did where she was kind of ragey. And I want to bring this up for a reason. So, like the Hillbilly Belinda sent a super chat saying, Chantal, I hope you cover this BS Yaba and Samantha copyright cases against me and Gigi like Judge Judy. I die. Okay, here are my thoughts about this. If you're somebody and you got something to say, why not say it on your own channel? Why go to Chantal? Is it because Chantal has the biggest channel? Why use somebody else as your mouthpiece, as your attack dog? Why not do it yourself? If you got something to say it on your own channel. You know, like there's the whole system of people using other people as attack dogs, as the instigators, as the fire starters. There's a feeling of, I want to do damage and I want to throw rocks, but I don't want to put the rocks in my own hands and throw them. I'm going to use somebody else to get things started. I want to do the damage, but I want to put my fingerprints on the proverbial gun. I want to be able to say, I'm going to stand back and say, it wasn't me. And that's Chantal. That's something that Chantal does a lot of herself. She doesn't want to do direct damage. She doesn't want the consequences. She doesn't want the backlash. She doesn't want to get in trouble. She'll use other people to do her dirty work. And it looks like there's some people in the community that they don't want to do their own damage. They don't want to do it themselves. They're looking for other people to do the damage. And it's like, if something matters to you, handle it yourself. Don't go to somebody else and somebody else's channel and say, hey, do this for me. Hey, talk about this for me. You know, if it's important to you, talk about it. And that just kind of struck me as weird. You talk about this for me. Even though I could talk about it, you be the attack dog. I don't get it. You know, if you're passionate about something and if you want to speak on something, then speak on it on your own channel if you got a channel. Moon Goddess Tarot. Chantal got more cardio than this, doing finger guns and dancing to pumped up kicks, but get it, girl. So yeah, this is from the newest video from Foop Olympics. The diabetic neuropathy on its way to take Chantal's clubfoot. So yeah, this was the workout video, her like basically walking in place, moving her arms a bit. What a difference from the way she was at the villa. For those that were around at that time, we remember her, you know, goofing off with the exercise ball, walking up and down the stairs. Heck, even before that, I remember before she lived with Pete's, there's videos out there that I've shown on my channel where she would just take walks by herself in the forest or out in the middle of the field. And she wasn't breathing heavy. Like, she had so much more mobility and breathing then. She doesn't have any of that right now. Indy says, well, exactly, Foodie. So that's why we watch reaction channels and not you directly. Now you get it. So this was a comment pinned by Foodie saying, if you're wondering why I always use Yo Mama's clips, it's because I really would rather gouge my eyes out than watch their crap content directly. You know, Indy, I love the fact that you posted this. It's so great. It is so great. And you're so right. That's why people come to reaction channels, because they have a choice. They can watch Chantal on her channel, or they can go to reaction channels. And if more people are saying, I don't want to watch Chantal directly, I want to go to the reaction channels and the reactors, because they add the funny and they add the interesting and they add the creative. They add more to what's going on here. They add the different layers to make it palatable. You know, like, they're making their choice. They're picking door number 2 versus door number 1. So Chantal, like, you're over there using Yo Mama's clips when you don't have to. It's your channel. You can say what you want. But this is how we feel about your content. You know, it's not interesting enough to watch on its own. People would rather watch to the reactors. Okay, so that's it for all the Twitter stuff. I think we're caught up now. Let's go on to the video. If it gets boring, we'll just skip ahead. Although it's not that long. That's the good news, y'all. Her video is not that long. Let me just go ahead and share it. There we go. So there's Chantal, and she's about to take her blood sugar reading on camera. And it would not be a bad thing if she were using her YouTube channel to hold herself accountable. If that's what it would take to hold herself accountable, if that would help her to get healthy, if that was the feeling and the vibe, I would say that would be a good thing for her. But her showcasing this is not about accountability or creating accountability or self-awareness. It's about, I need content. I'm bored. My audience is bored with me. They are sick to death of watching me hurt myself with food. I'm not getting the views that I used to. I don't have as many feedies as I used to. So for the moment, I have to act as if I care about my health when I really, really don't. I'm putting on a show. I'm putting on a performance. That's what this is, a performance rather than a commitment to true good health. So let's go. I'm turning off the music. I don't care about the music. So there she is showing off all the stuff. Like, making a big production of it all. This is stuff that she could do off camera. Like, really take it seriously. She's not doing that. She's like, I gotta make sure I show this to people. I don't know why. Is it because you needed to make the video at least 10 minutes, Chantal? Was that the reason? I don't know what to do to fill up 10 minutes. So I'm just going to run up the meter, run up the time by showing all this stuff. This is not great content. To understand, it's not great content. Not at all. And there's more music. The music! A 12-minute video, 12 minutes, y'all. 12 minutes it goes by like that. If you are a content creator, 12 minutes is so quick. Y'all see the tarot lives that I do. 12 minutes goes by so fast. So fast. I mean, you sit there and you talk to people and it's like, oh my God, 30 minutes just passed by and I didn't even notice. But she's struggling just to fill up 10 minutes to the point where we're going to put in a bunch of filler footage. We're going to use the voiceover music. I'm going to eat up at least 2 or 3 minutes before I even start talking. The pathetic attempts just to get more ads on videos that are not quality. And what this big stupid idiot, Chantal, she's not getting the other part of the equation. Chantal, if you made great, interesting content, if you even went further and you made videos and live streams, which would be classified as evergreen content. Do you know what that is? If you don't, let me explain it to you. Evergreen content on YouTube is when you do a live or you do a video that the topic, the subject matter, it's always relevant. Here's an example. Let's say someone who's passionate about cooking and they do a video where they're showcasing a recipe. Well, that video is evergreen just because of the content. It's something that is interesting to everybody forever. Or someone who knows how to fix cars or campers or houses, or it's something that never gets out of interest. If you made evergreen content, and if it's always interesting, if anybody clicking onto it would go, hey, I like this, you make money on it forever, versus just going for like the cheap quantity content that after a couple of days, people stop watching it. Believe it or not, y'all, Chantal's content, it spoils faster than milk. You do a reaction video, it's got a very short shelf life. Within a day or two, people stop watching because there's new stuff coming out. So it's like she doesn't do evergreen content. She does, quick hit junk food content, and it shows. There's Julia.
Exercising, not laying like a seal. But you're
I don't even know, why does she put out the yoga mat? She's not doing any yoga. She's not doing Pilates. Why is there a yoga mat? I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense to me. Why put out a yoga mat if you're not going to do any kind of yoga or meditation? Is that for the cat? Okay, you're putting it out for the cat. I'm sure the cat appreciates it. But the last time I checked, there's a rug there. The cat could lay on the rug. But why put out the yoga mat if you're not going to do any freaking yoga?
cute anyways.
So we just saw the video, a clip of the video. You see the ladies in the video, they're walking in place. They look very energetic. Chantal's not even matching their movements. She's just standing there looking at the monitor and stretching her arms. She's doing, ow, she's doing this. She's doing this. And it's fine if she wants to do stretches. Stretches are great for a warm up for a workout. You stretch out your joints, you stretch out your arms and your legs to prevent things like, say, like that, like the pain, like the splinter shins. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like if you don't stretch out your lower legs, you get that painful condition where you go to walk and it feels like all of your muscles are tightened up. Like she's just stretching for what purpose? And again, if she wanted to take this seriously, turn the camera off. How can you focus on your health and what you're doing and working out, focus on your breathing while the camera's on? Because like her mind is on YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. I'm going to pay attention to video for YouTube. How does it look? How do I look? Versus paying attention to what's on the screen and having a moment with yourself and getting in that zone of thinking about how you're going to get healthy. I need to get healthy. I need to change things around. That's where her mind should be at right now. And honestly, right now, given her weight, just doing that simple movement of bending over, that could be dangerous for her. Can you imagine the pounds of pressure on her knees? She could fall. She could absolutely fall. Hurt her ankle. A hurt ankle would mean she would be bedbound. And if she would bedbound, that could be bigger trouble for her. She's carrying a lot of weight in front. It's a lot of pressure for your knee joints. Dangerous. Dangerous, Chantal. See, look, she's not even focusing on the TV. And that, I got to tell y'all something. I hate lunges. I try to do lunges and they hurt my back. Maybe I'm doing them wrong, but that's dangerous for her. Because you think about the movement that it takes to do a lunge. You are having to take one leg and stretch it forward. Your back is kind of arched. And think about how her weight is distributed. That could be disastrous for her. Like, what if she were to sit there and do a lunge in the living room and then she falls or hurts her ankle? Who's going to be there to help her? You know what she could have done if she wanted to get really serious about the workout thing? Just make a whole playlist of videos on YouTube, like low impact aerobics or workout or whatever, and turn the camera on. But turn the camera on and just forget that it's even on, and then just zone out and do your own thing at the same time. And then you go back to the footage later and say, I want to make this into a video. But get into that zone. Stop being in the mindset of, I have to make a 10-minute video, so let me just do this for about 10 minutes. I mean, how are you going to get a true workout that way? And I have to wonder if this for her, was this for her audience, or was this for Salah? Have they had a fight about her health, about her weight, and he's about tired of her being so immobile and in such a burden? And he's like, hey, you've got to lose this weight. You've got to take care of yourself. You can't go on this way. And so this is like her final Hail Mary of, I've got to do this. I promise, I promise, I promise. Trying to keep him around.
Now, some of the exercises on the Jane Fonda workout are a bit difficult for me to do at this stage, so I just kind of improvise and do my own walking in place or other stretches while those exercises are playing.
You know, what she could do is like find low impact aerobics, low impact exercise. There's even like all kinds of dance videos on YouTube for those of you that also might want to know. Dancing is a fun activity and you burn calories and it doesn't feel like exercise. I mean, you are getting your exercise, but it's not in the tone of we're exercising. If you're dancing, you're having a good time, right? So you're not thinking about I'm exercising and your mind might be fighting it. There's all kinds of dance videos. There's hip hop dancing, there's sensual dancing, there's belly dancing. Hey, ladies, belly dancing. Belly dancing it's so beautiful to watch. Very sexy, very sensual, very feminine. I love watching belly dancing videos. You can make a whole playlist of belly dancing videos or dance videos and put those on and like start to learn the dance moves. And bonus, you're getting your exercise and you're learning how to dance at the same time. I mean, like I said, there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. Anything you want to know is on YouTube. All you got to do is search for it. Look at me, Chantal. I can bend further than you. How about that?
Now, this exercise works the abs. You use your ab muscles.
See, that move right there would be dangerous for her. Again, think about the pounds of pressure on her knees. Think about the weight in front of her. The bending, anything that involves her bending her knees and bending over is dangerous for her knees, putting damage on her knees. The pounds of pressure behind that can be disastrous. Anybody's out there, you got a bad back, or you've had back problems, then you could be doing nothing and just slightly twitch the wrong way. And the next thing you know, you got sciatica. You got sciatica pain, the devil's thunderbolt going down your leg. You didn't do anything. Now imagine someone like Chantal with all that extra weight, all that extra pressure on her nerves and her muscles and her tendons and her knees. Like the chances of a slipped or herniated disc or a pinched nerve go way up. Way up.
To lift your upper body back to a standing position.
She could have made this video a lot more interesting by taking out the music and talking. Just talking to the camera while she's exercising. And that would have distracted her mind from what's going on with her physically. A lot of exercise, it's not fun. It's a pain in the butt. So if you're going to make this into content, add the different layers, Chantal. Like while you're exercising, talk to the camera, talk to the audience. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm feeling. I can really feel it in my abs. I can really feel it in my legs. I can feel it in my waist. Talk to the freaking camera. Stop using the music to cover things up.
Hey guys, so
I'm laughing because I just watched her. She did the stretching, lifting her legs, and she's over there like wiping her face like she just ran the New York Marathon. What? Why are you sweating?
that is
And drinking water? Look, girlfriend, you did not get on an exercise bike and ride for half an hour. I don't see you dripping in sweat. If you had really, really exercised, you should be out of breath and dripping in sweat. I don't see anything like that from you. Stop faking. Stop lying for the camera. You were so over exaggerating how much you worked out. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Your face isn't even flushed.
some of the exercises I'm trying to commit myself to doing every day. Honestly, I find that it makes me feel more awake, more energized. Just stretching out your body, it feels so good. And I want to make my body stronger. So, hi, baby gal. So, yeah, I just have some exercises on pause all the time on the TV, mostly the Jane Fonda workout. But yeah, so that's my little routine. So I just wanted to update you guys on how I'm feeling. Um, it's been a slow getting back on track, but I'm finally feeling almost like 100%. Actually, I feel better than I did before I was sick, actually, which is crazy, but I'm taking better care of myself. A little out of breath from the exercises.
we made I'm going to make sure to point that out. I'm so out of breath from the exercises. You didn't do anything. Maybe I'm being insensitive here. I'm not taking into account the fact that I am my size and Chantal's a much bigger size, and her being at that size, it might be a lot more effort to move. Maybe I've never experienced what she's experiencing. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why she's out of breath. But from everything that I just saw, she really didn't do a whole lot for like not even 10 minutes.
But yeah, normally I don't work out in a hijab, just to show you a bit of like.
Normally, you don't work out at all. I mean, you don't get to over 500 pounds by working out every day. You get to 500 plus pounds when you don't work out, you don't move, and you load up on like 6 to 9,000 calories a day right before bed.
I don't know, just a little bit of working out. And I wanted to show you my blood sugar has come down so much. So that is 12 point whatever. That's, remember, just
12 is better than 22, Chantal, but that's still way too high. Normal blood sugar should be between 5 and 6. So you're still double what it should be. It's not good. It's not good at all.
2 days ago, I measured it and it was 24.
Yeah, that's because you had a B moment. Don't lie to me. You had a B moment. And you thought you were slick. You had yourself a little B moment. You probably waited a while thinking, oh, it's been a while. It's not going to be that high. And the blood sugar monitor snitched on you. It straight up snitched.
So that proves to me that I need to take these medications. These medications are saving my life. They are, yes, they make my GI upset, but I think maybe I'll adjust to it. I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah, well, what's the alternative? Either you take care of your health, you take your medications the way they're supposed to be taken, or you end up in a casket or a hospital. I mean, you weren't taking your medications because you said, oh, they make my tummy upset. I don't think it was the medication so much as you taking the medications and the loading up on the carbs and the sugar, which you're not supposed to do as a diabetic. No one should be doing that anyway, but especially you. But if you're feeling moderately better because you're not going crazy with the sugar and the carbs, I mean, just take note of that. Hey, if I stay away from the carbs and the sugar and I take my medications, even though my tummy might feel a little bit rah, 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 what's the alternative? Meeting the Grim Reaper? You want to meet him? You want to say hi? I don't think he wants to meet you, but you're insisting on meeting him. How quickly do you want to meet him? Do you want to put off that meeting and postpone it, or do you want to rush up to his front door? You decide.
Yeah, so that's just what I've been doing. I had some jarish and some wheat bread today, and an apple. That's all I've had so far, with a ton of water. And that's about it. I don't know, I guess that's it for this video. I'll do more videos in the future showing you guys, like, more of a routine as I get into it. This is very new for me, and it's very, very hard, but I'm like really committed to getting my health back. I don't want to be, you know, want to keep getting more sick. And I realized that I have to work harder than I've ever had to do in my life, and a lot of work on myself.
Look, I don't know what her motivations for her content is these days. The sad thing is, Chantal is such an incredible liar and deceiver, and she's so filled with vengeance and spite and hate and revenge and everything else that She's never about motivating herself the right way. She uses the wrong things as motivation. I don't know if her sudden uh, passion for working out has to do with her feeling sick and tired, or if it's because her and Salah had a fight and he's tired of her being a embarrassing negative burden and he can't deal with it anymore, or if because Charlie Gold has gotten she's looking good, she's looking real good, and she's glowing and she's healthy and Chantal just can't stand it. Whatever the inspiration is, whatever the reason might be, if the reason that Chantal is doing this is not a good reason, she's not going to stick with it. And if her obsession with food, if she's not addressing the emotional and the mental triggers, that monster, it may be sleeping for now, but it's going to wake up. And when it wakes up, it's going to be twice as bad as it's ever been. And that bee monster in your head, it knows exactly what to say to you. It knows all of your weaknesses. It knows if you got insecurities, if you got no self esteem, if mentally, emotionally you beat up on yourself, it'll prey upon all of that. Or it'll justify why it needs to be fed. Oh, you worked out today. Remember? You worked out for 30 minutes. So it's okay. Have that cupcake. Have that whole pizza. Have that whole pie. You deserve it. It'll justify being fed by saying, you did the work. Now let's go for the reward. You earned it. That voice in your head, the bee monster, it's really tricky. It's evil. It's there. And that's why you got to go to therapy to teach it to shut up. Or when it starts to talk, you've got something else to fight it with. You've got coping mechanisms, you've got coping skills. You develop different habits for when you hear that voice. Like if you start to hear it, you start to feel sad. If you start to default over to going to food, you can short circuit it and go, nope, I'm going to go for a walk. Or nope, I'm going to go play a video game. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to go do something else. You develop healthy routines for dealing with your stress, your sadness, your upset, your anger. You don't default to something not healthy. So moving around is good for her, but she's not addressing what's going on up here. That's why she's doomed to fail. She refuses to address it. Chantal, I know that this up here, dealing with it, looking at it, examining it, it's a lot. It's a lot, but you need to do it. You really need to do it. You know, you really need to. Examining oneself, looking at oneself is difficult. Facing yourself is difficult, but it needs to get done.
And I'm hoping that you guys will follow me on my journey. I'm going to show you guys like things that I eat and stuff like that. Uh, bring you more into my kitchen so we can cook more healthy meals. Um, so yeah, but that's it for now. And again, just to remind you, I'm down 15 kg so far since my last weigh-in.
I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. You know what, Chantal? If you go on a true health journey, one of the things you need to do is tell the doggone truth. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to your audience. Stop lying to the reactors. Stop lying to the reaction channel audience. Stop the lying. Drain that river of denial. Stop swimming in it. Drain it. No more swimming in the river of denial. We got eyes. We know when you're lying. You're not a good liar. You've got all kinds of tells that you're lying, and they've been pointed out to you over the years. We know when you're lying. If you're over there and you're trying to claim, I've lost weight, If you lose weight, you won't have to tell us. We'll be able to see it and we'll remark on it. There's no need to point it out. It'll be evident that you've lost weight. If you're taking care of your health, we'll be able to see that too. There'll be a difference in the way you move, the way you breathe, your attitude, all of that. Your energy is going to change. But you got to be truthful. Time to stop lying. It's time to admit to yourself that even though you may have this game in your head of, I'm going to lie to everybody and I think that I'm smarter than everyone and they believe me, nobody believes you. No one. There's nothing more sad and pathetic than a liar who insists on lying. And they know they're lying. And they know the people that they're lying to don't believe it and they insist on doing it anyway. If you're lying and you're not a good liar and nobody believes you, what is the point in doing it? Just stop. Just stop. You need to get out of Delulu land. Stop lying. Live in truth, not fantasy.
And I will weigh myself sometime this week. But yeah, so far I haven't had any binges, any junk food at all.
Don't believe that either. I'm sorry. Nope. Don't believe it, y'all. Wrong answer. You mean to tell me this woman who for the past 30 years has had an obsession with food, this person, Chantal, who is so obsessed with food, she'll sit there and eat one meal, be talking about food while she's eating that meal, and be ordering the next meal? She went from that extreme side of the scale down to nothing within a matter of days. Nope, I don't believe it. No. I mean, the fact that she's sitting on camera right now and she's calm. If she were going without food the way she claims, she'd be freaking out right about now. Freaking out. Absolutely flipping out. She's calm, in my opinion, because before she got on camera, she had something to eat. She's calm when she eats. When she goes without food, she flips out. So she's claiming that all she had today was an apple and some bread, and that filled her up. That made her satisfied. Don't believe that. I really don't. Nope, not with somebody who's this obsessed with food.
No sodas, no diet sodas. I think the most junk I had was.
By the way, about that. So thank you for bringing that up, Chantal. She's a carb addict. She's addicted to carbs and sugar. One thing I know about, carbs and sugar, something else that I know about caffeine. If you're someone and you are heavily into caffeine, coffee, tea, soda, if you are used to consuming a large amount of caffeine during the day to keep yourself awake, if you suddenly go without, that could lead to, for at least a few days, lack of energy, bad headaches, because your body's looking for that caffeine that is normally there. So she's going without sugar. She's going without carbs. She's going out without caffeine. No headaches. She's not cranky? Don't believe that. Nope.
I had a couple of chips and that was it for me because they were after going through that detox.
To your detox. To using the word detox. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're not detoxing. You're not detoxing. You may be eating something slightly healthier. You might be eating smaller portions. That's not true detoxing. And by the way, somebody pointed this out and I'm like, you're right. Isn't the liver in the human body, isn't that responsible for filtering out all of the toxins in the body? And if her liver is damaged, how could she detox if it's effed up? I'm just asking questions over here. So according to Chantal, she went through a full detox and she cured her food problem all within a matter of a few days. It's a Christmas miracle. She did all of that in a short period of time. Okay.
They just tasted like salty oil to me. They were not appetizing whatsoever. So that's about all of the junk food I've had.
Yeah, but why are you still eating it? Miss, I'm so healthy. Why are you still consuming the junk food? That's a slippery slope. You know, because if you, I know you can't go 100% restriction. That's disastrous, but still, things like a package of cookies or chips, that's a really slippery slope because you start off eating one cookie and the next thing you know the whole package is gone. Same thing with potato chips. You're like, "Oh, I just want a couple of chips." And you're mindlessly eating in front of the TV. Next thing you know, the whole bag is gone. I'm laughing because, hey, I've done it. It's funny now. It wasn't funny then. But it's cookies, chips, crackers, things like that that come in a bulk. And there's just little things. You're like, I'm just gonna eat one, and then the whole thing is gone. So someone like Chantal should be having that.
Like in a little while since being sick. So, yes, being sick boosted all of this, unfortunately, but sometimes that's what it takes. But
Was it that you were sick? You had a B moment, a really bad one, and you came really close to a diabetic coma, and you're like, whoa, I went too far. Don't know. You've come close to the edge before. So what made this time different, Chantal? What was the difference? Did you get some news from a doctor that you can't do that anymore? Did you realize you just can't go any further? Whatever it was, like I have my doubts anyway that you're a changed woman. Is one of those I'll believe it when I see it type situations with you because you lie. I mean, you are right. You can't go on this way. You can't keep eating the way that you're eating. Your body can't take much more. But if you think that you, as an impulsive, out of control person with multi layered addictions and obsessions, you with your addictive personality, you with no coping skills and coping mechanisms, and there's nothing in place to restrict you away from the things you shouldn't have, there's no one around to tell you no. You think you're going to be successful with keeping yourself away from the things that you want because you're always going for the things that you want rather than stay away from those toxic things that you want and go for what you need. If you think you're going to be successful, you're not. And I'm not saying that as a hater. I'm just lining everything up. I'm taking inventory of everything you are and everything you do. You are not lined up for success. You're lined up for failure. You've got nothing that will strengthen you to be successful. You're in an environment and around a person that will enable you. You're very comfortable in the enabling. You have control of the money. How can Salah stop you from eating all kinds of food? He really can't. You created a little bubble for yourself and you're going to stay in that bubble.
also, I've been keeping it going. I've been feeling better enough and I've had an appetite now. And I'm making the choices to, eat out of hunger, not head hunger, but like actual hunger when I'm hungry.
Yeah, but even that's dangerous because there's hunger and then there's your hunger. So if you're, I know you think you're doing good by eating just an apple and bread. That may seem like a good idea on paper, but it's really not. Because by not eating a decent portion, like say at breakfast, you're setting yourself up for failure by lunchtime or dinner. because you're starting out the day with this little bit of food, which means by lunchtime you're going to be ravenous. And what is that going to lead to, y'all? It's going to lead to a B moment or eating far too much just because your body is saying, "Where's the food? We're hungry. All we had was an apple and a piece of bread. Give us more." But if you had started out the day with a decent small meal, by lunchtime or dinner, you can eat a decent portion. You won't be tempted to go nuts.
And I need to strengthen my body, my stamina by doing some exercises, by moving more. That's also, moving actually does lower blood sugar as well. So it's a win win. So, anyways, I'm super excited um, for this journey. And I mean, it's daunting and scary, but
I'm going to say what I'm feeling off of her energy right now, her body language. I'm feeling a sense of uncertainty. Like I'm watching her, like the way she's not looking at the camera when she's talking. She keeps looking down. I'm feeling a sense of nervousness and anxiety. Like she keeps rocking from side to side. Generally, people do that rocking motion back and forth or side to side. That goes back to childhood. It's a way that we soothe ourselves when we don't feel good. When we feel nervous or anxious or upset, we'll do the rocking to soothe ourselves. Again, it goes back to the cradle. And when you're a baby, your mother or your father rocks you and they cradle you, and it's very soothing. She's sitting there rocking from side to side. So something's going on that she's not happy about.
like I have to for real do it. I have to. So, anyways, guys, I just wanted to share this little quick vlog with you. Um, but we do have to do a healthy grocery haul. I haven't done one since, really being back here. We've just been eating out mostly. And
Oh, thank you for that self confession. So you're basically saying that you've been having B moments. You've been eating nothing but fast food. I love the when she tells on herself.
but you can order out healthy stuff here, like, tons of salads. You see how the food comes with greens. Just
This is stupid, though. Think about how stupid that sounds, Chantal. How stupid it is to spend money on a salad that somebody delivers to you when you can buy the stuff at the grocery store and make your own salad at home. The money that you'd spend on one salad ordered out, you can go to a grocery store, buy all the stuff for salads, and have several salads to spread out over several days. But you don't have to eat just salads every day. It's another way you set yourself up for failure. If you're trying to eat healthy, there's got to be a healthy variety, so that your mind and your mouth don't get bored and want to go for those naughty foods. You start off with good intentions and, oh, I'm going to have a salad. But after the third day of salads, your mind starts fighting with you. It starts arguing with you. I don't want another doggone salad. I know we could eat another salad. I don't want a salad. I want a milkshake. I want a hamburger. I want a pizza. You'll start thinking about those naughty foods. You want something different. You got to stay away from temptation by eating stuff that it's healthy and it tastes good and you look forward to eating it, versus approaching food with a sense of resentment. You can't be resentful of the food that you eat. You got to do something to look forward to it and keep going with it.
chicken and stuff like that. So, um, yeah. So I'm super, super, super happy to see my blood sugar numbers go down. That's still high, but compared to what it was, it's a huge improvement. And it's, hopefully with my meds, inshallah, it will just keep going down and down to a level that's not so dangerous. I'm diabetic. I don't think that it will go down to like 5 or 6, but even I'll take an 8 right now. That would be good. So, especially when it's been in the 20s. So that's just been a really, lesson for me. I've been really like I said, stupid with not taking my meds. Don't ever do that.
Well, you know what? Like, come on, Chantel, tell the whole truth. If you're going to be on here with your little health journey, tell the doggone truth, okay? You've been really stupid about taking your meds, true, but tell the whole truth. You've been really stupid about not taking your meds, but you've also been really stupid catering to the feedy people on your channel. You've been really freaking stupid doing the mukbangs that, as you, a food addict, you shouldn't be doing anyway, whether it's with a camera on or off. If you have an addiction to something, the last thing you should be doing is turning it into content and giving your addiction a job and putting it on the clock. Should not be happening. You've been stupid. You've been stupid about a lot of things. A lot of things. You've been making bad choices for years and years and years. I don't think you made a single good choice of the last, 7, 8 years. And your life is a mess as a result of all of those bad decisions. So now you're at a critical point. Well, the Grim Reaper is at your front door, ready to knock and go, Avon, I've come calling. You want to take a meeting? Or do you want me to go away? It's up to you. Do you want to meet him? Do you? Because if you want to meet the Grim Reaper, here's what's up. If you meet the Grim Reaper, you can't take that YouTube silver play button plaque into the afterlife. It's going to go straight into the dumpster. Because who else is going to want it? Your channel is going to be dead in the water because you're not going to be around. The feedies that give you the money, they'll just basically leapfrog over to another mukbanger and give them support. I mean, just your time on YouTube will be done, and within a matter of a few years, people will forget about you. You know, the people that you think love you and care about you, they really don't care. They don't. It's not about the feedy people really liking you. They like what you do for them. They like what you give them. They like the fact that you sacrifice your health for their fetish. Their fetish is selfish. They would never do to themselves what they ask you to do for them. They're not going to sacrifice their health. They expect you to sacrifice your health for them. And yet you're concerned about them. You cater to them. You're making yourself sick for what? Dummy. Dumbest thing in the world. Making yourself a shut-in. Turning yourself into a human hamster in your own little hamster cage for them. That's your idea of a happy life? Strange. You don't look happy to me. Not at all.
I know most people probably wouldn't, but you know, yeah, I don't know. I just neglect myself sometimes a lot.
All the time. All the time.
The time. So, and I have to just really start, valuing myself more, my health. That's the number one thing. Nothing else matters. Not money, not anything other than health. Like that's the only thing. If you don't have that, you really have nothing. You really have nothing. So, yeah. Um so we'll see, I guess, it's not an easy journey to share online with the internet, especially when there's so many like horrible people that just like want to shame you for your.
Oh, shut up. I'm getting annoyed. Shut up. There's so many hateful people online. Chantal, you've been hateful online. You know you have. You just did a little rage video where you were being completely hateful. Quit it. Quit it. Ask yourself the question, are we hateful or are we truthful? And you don't want to hear the truth yet. You're not ready. Ask yourself that question. Are we hateful? Like truly hateful, no reason given, just for the sake of being hateful? or you consider us hateful because we're telling the truth and you don't want to hear it. Are you looking at constructive criticism as hate? Because you're a big old soft marshmallow and you can't take any criticism. You want a hug box. You want everybody online to kiss your big butt and tell you lies and coddle you in your toxicity and your negativity and your self-harm behavior. You want everybody to be on board with that and co-sign on that. We're not going to do that. We're not. We're going to call it out. You want to get online? You want to sit there and eat mukbangs and eat 3,000 to 6,000 calories at a time? We're going to let you know. That's entirely too much food, which is leading to you being unhealthy, which is leading to you being sick. We're going to point out how much mobility we've noticed you've lost. We're going to point out how your breathing has gotten different. We're going to point out the fact that you're using filters to disguise and cover up the real you. We're going to point everything out. You decided to get on YouTube on a public platform in front of the public for the purpose of making money off the public. You decided that 7, 8 years ago. You did not take this material to OnlyFans or Patreon and put it behind a paywall. No, you wanted to get on a free public platform and do this. You want to put your content out there and get the biggest audience possible. You want to put yourself in front of the public. So guess what? The public that you want to watch you has a right to their opinion. They have a right to their feelings. They have a right to speak their feelings, whether it's on your channel, in your comment section, or on a reaction channel or their comment section. And if you don't like what you hear and you don't like what you see, then don't pay attention. Stay in your lane. Stop swerving all over the doggone road. Leave people alone that have their own opinions. Don't make a point to go somewhere where you're not invited. You decided to come public with this. It's not private. You wanted to make fetish content on a forum that's not adults only. You did that. You did. And you know that what you're doing is messed up. You know it's messed up for a food addict to get on YouTube and do content where essentially you're getting high in front of people. You're getting your fix in front of people. And while you're getting your fix, you're looking for people in your audience that will pay for the next fix, that will enable you and fund you. How messed up is that? That is so messed up. And you make a point to put tags on your videos, attracting people to your channel that have BED, saying, I'm in BED recovery. No, the heck you're not, liar. You're messing with other people's recovery because you want to grow your channel. If you were making quality content, the channel would grow regardless. You would make money regardless. But you're so desperate and stupid, you're messing with other people's recovery. Potentially. You're triggering people unnecessarily. It's wrong. So you're over there being messed up, effed up. But you make your content on YouTube and you're messing other people up. You're affecting other people negatively. You want to mess with your own health? That's up to you. Don't mess with other people and their health. Other people on YouTube that might have struggled with BED or any other kind of ED and trigger the crap out of them and undo some of the hard work they've done to get where they are. That is so unkind and tacky. So unkind and tacky. I don't even have words for it.
problems and like, you know, um, it's really not easy. It's not an easy journey to share for people online, but I'm fine. I'm fine sharing it with you guys.
The messed up part about you is that you're not even on a real journey, but you might be messing with other people who truly are on a journey.
And yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully, um, hopefully one day, I don't know, pack arc. I just mean when I say six pack arc that I can reach a level of fitness that is, you know, just
Yeah,
amazing.
well, here's some hard truths, Chantal. Given the fact that you're like over 500 pounds, and you know you are, since you're over 500 pounds and you should be in the 120, 150-pound range, just to get rid of 200 pounds, that's going to take at least a couple of years. That's with diet, exercise, medication, commitment. It's going to take a couple of years. So, can you commit to something that long? I don't think you can. It's a long time to commit to something, to stick to something. But it took you this long to get where you are. It's going to take even longer to fix it.
Amazing fitness level. So yes. So thank you guys for listening to me. I just wanted to update your health.
Shut up. I'll believe it when I see it, but we will see, right? Here's some of the comments. Puff Puff A says, pat on the back for taking your meds, I guess. Yeah, Chantal wanting a gold star for her taking care of her health. Brian says, please don't do the Jane Fonda workouts. Do seated exercises. You will get hurt. I agree. I mean, I just read to you guys in the beginning the pounds of pressure on the joints. So the emphasis should be on losing some of the weight or doing things like, say, in the pool to where her joints won't get damaged. Shell says, what happened to the pool? Best exercise for someone your size. Yeah, what did happen to the pool? Cheryl says, the easiest way to lose weight is a treadmill. Well, I suggested that before, although it was pointed out to me, and I forgot about this, because of Chantal's weight, she would have to get a treadmill that could handle her weight. She could buy one and put it in the apartment, but I don't think she will. But she could walk on a treadmill if she wanted to. Liz says you shouldn't be eating out of hunger. You should be eating regular small meals. I agree. You know, don't like wait and wait and wait and wait and wait to eat. Start eating regular small meals to get your body used to it. Don't wait until you're so hungry you want to eat somebody's shoes. Because then you'll go overboard. People are asking about the Ozempic. Guys, she can't really take Ozempic. Okay, she tried it. Ozempic is expensive anyway. She doesn't like the way it makes her feel. So she tried it. It didn't work before. It's not going to work now. Plus, it's very expensive and she can't afford it. Because a month supply for Ozempic, it's really expensive. It's like $1,000+ for just 1 month supply. I looked it up. It's not cheap. It is not cheap. Not cheap at all. See, there are so many supportive comments here. The audience is getting behind her with this. You know, and I feel bad for them because when she gets off this health kick and she goes back to the mukbangs, they're going to be so angry and so disappointed. Because that's the Chantal cycle. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to get healthy. And then she slips up and then she justifies it and then she gets mad at the audience. That is part of the Chantal cycle. So that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.